It's time. It is Friday, and we actually have one question from our viewership, which we're going to get into today on the podcast. But welcome, everybody, to Mohawk Table Talk, where we come live to you every Friday, 12 p.m., to give you tips and tricks on how to buy, service, and maintain. Is service and maintain the same thing?
Yeah, and wrap.
Okay. Wrap.
Everything.
Repair.
That's right.
Your vehicle from the Mohawk Honda Studios. This is Mohawk Table Talk. I'm your host, Nathaniel Greklich, with my esteemed co-host, Sir Mike O'Toole. We're back
here
for another week.
That's right. We got some pretty cool. We got some cool stuff to review. Our main topic today.
Yes.
Tax
Taxes.
returns, right? Tax return. It's right. Like we're in the middle. We're literally, by definition, in the middle of tax return season, right? It starts at the beginning of the year, ends in the middle of March, and we're like right in the middle. So the age-old question for anybody who has ever received any flyers or ever seen anything in tax time is, should you take your tax return and buy a new car or no? What should you do?
What should I do? The question.
That's right. We're going to talk about that.
We're going to definitely talk about that today. And if you're hopping on for the first time, which I find it hard to believe, whether you're on our friends here on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're following us, listening to the replay on Spotify or any of the channels, thank you so much. We really appreciate this. We made this podcast for all of you to make sure that you all are informed car buyers, because here at Mohawk, we believe that informed car buyers are the best buyers. We truly believe that, and that's why we have this podcast. So you understand, how should I service? What should I buy? If I get in a wreck, how do I repair my vehicle? Where do I go? What are the questions I should ask? If I'm in a business or I want to color wrap my car, what should I do? Right? All of these things we can answer for you on this podcast. And today, drum roll, we have the first question of our podcast from one of our viewers. We thank you, Jeff D from TikTok, asking us about the HRV 22. Yep. Should we get that? Well, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But we love to talk about what we're doing in the community. And we have a bunch of events coming up. Starting off tonight, I forgot to mention on our last podcast, we partner with the American Heart Association. For those who don't know, I actually have congenital heart disease. So this is close, near and dear to my heart, literally. And so we're going to be there tonight representing at their Heart Ball. So we'll have a table there to support them. And Sunday, we're going to be up in Glens Falls.
That's right. South Glens Falls.
South Glens Falls for the Special Olympics bowling tournament. We're going to support there. Then Monday,
it's a busy few days.
Monday, we are going to have our Wing Madness at the dealership.
It's going to be
First annual. We have 6 local restaurants, and we have 40 people that said they're coming to the event on Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey, Jared, can you take a look and see how many have actually registered? So if you don't know, Wing Madness, we're bringing in 6 local restaurants. You are going to choose your favorite wing from the group.
That's pretty cool. Now,
what? 30?
30. Holy cow.
Holy smokes.
We just got that update. So 30 registered. This is going to be great, right? So we have a bunch of things going on. We have a lot of charities, a lot of local nonprofits, and a lot of great causes that we support. And if this is your first time viewing, you'll hear us talk about this. We talk about it at the beginning of every Mohawk Table Talk about what we're doing, how we're involved. I know Nate and I, we're always involved ourselves, but also the entire group. It's really important to us to give back to the community because we live here, we work here, we play here also. So making sure that that you understand every time you patronize, whether it's Mohawk Chevrolet, Mohawk Honda, Rap Kings, or Mohawk Collision, that every dollar is a portion of every dollar spent in our facilities that goes back into the community. A big deal. So back to what's going on. Wing Madness. Now that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're right in the heart of football season. Right. It's or it was just over.
Football's
but we got
done.
A lot of things
Basketball
going on.
season.
Basketball. A lot of sports going on. So
we got a lot of madness going on.
That's
here.
right. That's right. Basketball. That's right. Basketball season. And so come check it out. Please, we urge you to get online, register on our page because we want to make sure that the vendors are prepared for you and we're prepared for you. I know if this is your first time viewing, all the stuff we're talking about about here, we document on all of our social channels. So make sure you check out our prior posts also. But look for these posts about this stuff coming up. It's going to be pretty cool.
Absolutely. And then further along, we're going to have a Corvette mixer. So if you love Corvettes, my friends here on TikTok, maybe I'll go live stream for you all there. But those on the stream right now and listening, if you are a Corvette owner, love Corvettes, that is going to be coming out April 4th. That's further down the line.
That's right.
We also forgot, we have the Boys and Girls Club tournament that we're putting
Basketball.
Basketball.
We changed. So we had bowling that we're supporting, but then on the Boys and Girls Club basketball tournament, we're participating.
Right. We're doing that for the Boys and Girls Club. Right. And then further down the line, we're going to have a Corvette mixer There's 13 Corvettes now at Mohawk Chevrolet. So there's a wide variety. If you are looking for something for the spring, now is the time. We have 13 of them. You also are going to be able to see the ZR1.
That's right. And I can't believe this, because you remember the last couple podcasts, we were talking about the weather outside. I think last week there was like a foot of snow.
Yeah, I know.
It's 40 degrees out today.
Oh my God.
It feels like spring. Yeah.
I'm going T-shirt, everybody. T-shirt,
right.
T-shirt.
I feel like it's one of those jokes about, like, how can you tell you're from upstate New York? It's when it's 40 degrees out and you think it's like you're wearing shorts and you're ready to go. But
100%.
We're almost there. I swear we're almost there. So a couple days, it's going to be March, and we'll be right in the thick of the springtime. So no better time to think ahead about a Corvette, or at least get in that mood, right? You got to get in the mode, Corvette mode, springtime, have some fun, get out there, live your life. It's going to be awesome.
We're going to have some light hors d'oeuvres, and just going to have a fun time. We're going to have people from our business elite. We're going to have Rap Kings there talking about Expel and all of that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people still don't know that there's clear protection that can go over your car to protect it from different rocks, chips, and scrapes.
Yeah, that Expel is great. We need to. That's a good idea. We need to bring somebody from Expel on, because we had Rap Kings on, right? That was pretty cool. Jordan gave us a whole rundown on what's available if you own that small business or you just like to jazz up your car in terms of how it looks. But almost just as important, protecting your car.
Yes.
Right. Expel is that paint protection film that goes on vehicles and can go on any part of the car or the entire car.
Right.
Like a Corvette. Want to keep it like in bubble wrap. Isn't that what they say? Like, I wish I'd keep my car in bubble wrap. Well, this is pretty close. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll have to have them on coming up. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's better than the people that used to put on the hood. You got that black, and that just waves in the wind like this.
Yeah. They used to call them bras.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call them that, but whatever.
Clear. The Expel, they would explain it as like a clear bra.
Right.
So that's all that's going on. Stay tuned. Make sure you're following Mohawk Honda, Mohawk Chevrolet, Collision, and Rap Kings to see all the cool things we're doing. And then with that, it's time to talk about taxes. Are your taxes done yet?
They're not.
Mine aren't done either.
They're not. I did a little research on this only because it's interesting, and in the business, based on just revenue and what people are intent is from buying a vehicle, specifically for buying a vehicle, only because when you think about tax returns, you think about like larger tax returns, and you're talking about dollars that are in the thousands that some people get back,
right.
And so what that means is that it's money that comes all at once that might be outside of your personal income, right? Might be outside of your normal paycheck or whatever goes on.
Yep.
So, I certainly get this idea, because we have customers ask us in the showroom, just friendly advice like, should I use the tax return? Should I not?
Right.
And I'm not sure, even though we titled the podcast, should I use it or not? I'm not sure there's a set answer, because it kind of varies by each person, right? Now, I could see this point of view, right? If you have received that tax return, and a lot of people have done that already, you get that tax return, you have a decent amount of cash that you don't normally have. Maybe you are fine with cash anyway, but it's an extra amount. A lot of people don't look at that as like, I don't have to go into the savings account and take out that $2,000, $3,000 or more dollars to put down in a car. And because it was never in the savings account,
right.
You may feel a little bit better about it, and you may end up buying that car instead of having to take money out. I mean, what do you think? Have you talked to people that what's the thought behind using it or not using it?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of pros and cons, right? So obviously, once you use the tax return, it's not going to be there.
Right.
But the benefits of having an extra $2,000 or $3,000 to put down is going to give you that lower payment. And usually, what we tell our customers is that around $20 per thousand.
That's right.
I don't know if that's
As far
changed
as,
that much.
No, that's right. Yeah, as far as payments go,
Yeah.
we're just trying to keep things affordable because we haven't mentioned it yet today, but on most of our podcasts, we talk about affordability. That's the word of the year, right? 2026 equals how do you keep things affordable? So
Right.
that's certainly a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, so if you think about it, if you're going to, typically it's, if you do 0 down or 1,000 down, so if you're going to put that down already, and then you're adding on an extra
Yeah.
$2,000 or $3,000, that's going to give you, I don't do math well, so I'm gonna leave that to you, but it's gonna decrease it significantly.
Absolutely. I mean, that could make the difference between, that $500 monthly payment and making that same payment $450 or even
Right.
$420. So to me, that's a significant difference.
And especially, so the other thing too is that it's gonna help you, help your mind. So if you, typically we know on average, a person buys a vehicle every 7 years. Well, if you bought a car 7 years from now, and you have a car payment that's $250, $300, chances are you're not going to get that same payment. But how would you be able to keep that similar payment is by putting a little bit extra down.
Yeah.
So that is going to help that, like, oh, $700,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, helps a little bit, and I don't know about you, and I don't know about everybody else. Probably has a different opinion, varied opinions, but to me, it has a lot to do with like mindset. I know throughout the year, if you kind of save your money, right? Everybody like to save money if you can, and you put money in that account, you put it in every week after week after week, and when it comes time to consider buying a car, I know part of that decision a lot of times is, boy, if I've put a decent amount of money down, I have to take money out of that account that I've been saving all year, like every week, right? So if you have that tax return now, that tax return money that's not coming out of that same account that you saved in, you might actually feel a little bit better about it.
Right.
You're still spending the same amount of money, but you're not taking it out of, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're not backing up in terms of like the amount of money you spent. And let me just add this real quick, because I wanted to look this up right from the IRS website so far, and this was today, which is February 27th, 2026, the IRS estimates that the average refund this year is significantly more than it was the same time last year. So, by almost, let's see, early data indicates, I'm reading right from the IRS website, early data indicates that average refunds are between $3,100 and $3,800. Last year at the same time, the amount was $3,050. So to me, that's quite a bit of an increase.
Say that again to me?
So up to $3,800 this year. Now
$3,800
that's the
year.
average. That's the average. And last year, same time, was $3,050.
Wow.
So that's quite a bit different.
That would be a,
That's 25%?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a bit
I
different.
like that.
So obviously that doesn't apply to everybody, and we don't get into politics and tax and financial advice on the podcast. But those are just facts that I'm reading right from the IRS website. So that's kind of interesting, just to kind of see what's going on. Now, according to the IRS, also based on last week's totals, 22.4 million federal tax returns have already been completed and filed and refunded already this year. So there are a lot of folks out there, maybe you're included, that have already done it. We took a quick around the room here before we started, and I don't think anybody in here has finished. I know I haven't finished mine yet, but so there are a lot of folks.
I started the conversation at least.
That's right. So
I'm working on getting all the forms together.
that's right. We still have that mid-April deadline. So any case, you want to do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But if you know that you have that, you're prepared, whether you do it yourself or you go somewhere else, and you know you have that refund coming, it's better to get that cash in hand sooner rather than later, and that can certainly help you. Right? If you decide and you want to get that car or whatever it is, but we're talking about cars here, if you want to get that car in February or in March,
right,
and not wait until the end of spring when everybody else is looking for a car, it might actually be a pretty good idea. So you actually get a jump on the market and be able to take advantage of maybe those so-called slower months, right? Because people,
Quote,
if you have, exactly, slower months.
I mean, that's true. There are slower months for sure. And if we're trying to hit something, we're going to, not that we wouldn't do it anyway, we are going to make it happen. We want to make it happen regardless. So
yeah, absolutely. But we certainly encourage you to at least consider that. We at Mohawk, we don't get involved in your personal business as like your tax return and all that stuff. That's up to you. But it certainly might be worthwhile considering with your family, and maybe if you'd like a quote, whether it's for a lease or a purchase or whatever, two different ways, right? Like using your tax return money or not using it. We're happy to give you both, and then you can decide for yourself. Maybe that's a good way to kind of
to use or not to use. That is the question.
That's right.
So,
yeah. Anyway, on that note, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, or if you'd like to weigh in on whether you would use your tax return ever, whether it's this year or another time, to buy a car, to help buy a car, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear, some feedback on whether, what does the audience think?
Right.
Think it's a good idea? Think it's a bad idea? I know that gets a little personal, but everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah,
that's why we do this.
What are your thoughts on where are you putting your tax money? Are you going to buy a new car, or are you going to go to a really fancy dinner? That's the question.
Well, that would be some dinner.
That would be
not at these numbers that I just saw on the website. We can go on vacation.
Where are we going with our tax returns?
You can go on vacation.
We do, though. We kind of teased it in earlier, but we had a question from one of our viewers, Jeff D, over here on our TikTok page. And if you have a question, feel free to throw them in the comments, throw them our way. If you're just hopping on wherever you are. Jeff had a question about, should he trade in his 22 HRV for the newer 2026 HRV? What do you think? So some of the things that I'm seeing, right, is the new 26 HRV, the previous one. So Jeff, this is for you. The previous 2022 was actually built on the Fit platform.
That's right.
So the newer one is actually built with the Civic platform.
That's right.
So you're going to get a wider stance. And a few extra features. Yeah,
that's a really good question. We appreciate your question, Jeff. That's what we have this podcast, right? Chime in if you have any questions at all. Now, in terms of if you're a Honda owner or you've owned an HRV, you can kind of picture them. I'm kind of doing this, by vision here. So, 2022 HRV is the prior body style, and that style is a little bit more round and so forth. Now, starting in 2023. The HRV had a facelift. In fact, it had an update. And like Nate just mentioned, one of the biggest updates, when he says platform, we're talking about kind of like the framework. If you picture like the car without the shell on the top, is now built on a Civic chassis, and gives a little bit more stability when driving. One of the biggest features that we see when people go from a prior body style to a new body style HRV is the fact that the new body style HRV has more interior room. And that's all encompassing. That's leg room for the driver and the front passenger, rear leg room, and also cargo room. And you can definitely see some design changes, kind of updated design there. And I'll just mention a couple other things. As you go to a newer body style, of course, you also have upgraded safety and technology. So some of the things that are available there with the upgraded model include upgraded infotainment and tech. So there's an available larger screen. So the screen itself is much larger than the smaller screen. And you also have connectivity with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on that new model, on that new body style that was not available on the prior. Also updated to USB-C ports. So input can be done by USB-C, which is obviously the common input now compared to before. There are also a few trim upgrades. So some of the trimming in terms of like what's included in that LX compared to EX, compared to EXL and so forth has changed a little bit. So that's all for the positive to make sure that you're getting the best value overall. So the good fuel economy continues. And a lot of times people that have the prior HRV and love it, definitely go with the new HRV. So definitely a good question. We'd encourage you to stop by and take a look because visually, oh, hey, King. Visually, it's real important to make sure that you like what you drive because it's a big deal. You spend a lot of money on it, right? And it's a big decision. So Nate, look, he changed form. That's right. Say hello to Caden. Caden's usually behind the scenes. He's pressing the buttons back there, but Nate had to run out for just a second. But hopefully, Jeff, I can't read from here, but hopefully that answers your question. We'd certainly encourage you to take a virtual tour of the new HRV. You can do that online on our website, or if you're local, we'd love to have you stop by. We actually have in our inventory some previous HRV models like 2022 and earlier. We also have 2023 and newer. And a lot of times what people do is they just put them right next to each other and line them up, right? Check it out for yourself. And one other cool thing that I'm going to ask Caden to chime in on is we have the ability to send you walk-around videos of both of them before you even come in. So Caden leads our charge here in the showroom when we have folks who are interested in posting videos and all that kind of thing. I'll turn it over to the video master. What do you think about sending videos? I mean, people kind of like those.
I mean, it's a great way to really just kind of gauge the car, be able to. It makes the car feel like it's yours already.
Do you have audio here, people?
Yeah. I need my audio. It really it allows you to make the car feel like it's yours. It's very personal. It's very one-on-one, and that is something that sometimes when people walk into a dealership, they feel like they can't get near the car, or they can't. But when the salesman takes the phone and they're talking to them, they feel like they're right there, and they're more intrigued and wanting to come in and come see that car.
Yeah, I agree, and I love doing videos. Obviously, I'm on here at podcast with Nate every week, and our various guests. We find that I feel, maybe I talk a lot, but I feel like I can get a lot of information across instead of like trying to read. And I don't know about you, I'm quite a bit older than Caden here, but I now am like one of those people, I'm too lazy to read a long thing, if it's a long post. I'd rather just watch the video.
I'd rather watch
and
it and get it done with,
Yeah, exactly. I get all the info, and I'm like, okay, I'm either interested or not interested, and it only gives me a few minutes. So Jeff, if you're still on there, hopefully that answers your question. If not, you can certainly watch the replay. Keep in mind, no matter where you're consuming our podcast, Mohawk Table Talk's available on replay on all of our social platforms. Super important. So we went from tax time, tax returns.
Yep.
We made sure we answered our viewer question, and so we talked a little bit about what's going on in the community. Very important that if you're not familiar with what we do in the community, it's not about us, it's about giving back. And just to rewind, it's been 60 days now, believe it or not, since the holiday season, but we did the 12 days of giving at the end of last year, which we do every year, and we recognize the goal of that is not just to give, which we do monetarily, but Mohawk Auto Group also wants to recognize that there are a number of nonprofits and charities out there that just need that exposure. And so please follow us. Check out all the posts that we do. And Caden, what do we have coming up that we're going to post about? Are we going to make sure we
have Wing Madness coming up?
Yep.
We have the Drag Racing on Ice, sponsored this weekend by Mohawk Chevy and Mohawk Honda.
We didn't get that in our prior rundown.
Yeah, so we have that this weekend.
Okay.
What else do we have coming up? We have a couple things. We keep going.
So we're going to make sure we get those posted, right? Like whether it's stills, video, anything. So it's kind of the way to do it.
Easiest way to sign up for Wing Madness. It's free. Anybody can come. You can come see local wings and judge who is the best or not. It's a great way to experience the community, get to know Mohawk Honda, maybe take a look around at the cars. And in the stories, we always put the form to sign up, and anyone can sign up. It's free, and you can come eat as many wings as you want.
Ooh, we like that. And we had asked before. I know we kind of have things set now because it's only a few days away, but feel free to comment. This forum that we have with our podcast, we just like to get the feedback. It doesn't necessarily have to be linear with, we were talking about income tax returns and stuff. If that stuff isn't for you and you want to talk about wings, please put in the comments.
Yep.
And we had asked our audience before, if you have that favorite spot, meaning the place that you go to get your wings, feel free to put their name in there, and we can at least give them a shout out and put your favorite wing in there.
Yep.
I don't know what the comments looked like before. Caden handles all that, but we got some pretty cool responses.
We do. It's a lot of people are give and take on who, it's loyalty. It's where you get your favorite pizza.
That's true.
Loyalty.
I got to get the wings. Well, you're not going to go to a different place every time. Well, maybe people do. I don't know. I don't. I'm like, I go to the same. Once you have a certain taste in your on your palate, you're ready to go.
Absolutely.
Cool. Did I miss anything else on the social front? Because we're sitting in the Mohawk Honda building. That's where our fancy studio is.
Yep.
And big announcement from the ownership and general manager this week. And it's kind of like the cat's out of the bag once we say this, that for 2025, Mohawk Honda won the President's Award Elite, which is the best of the best. Top 25 dealers out of over 1,000 in the country received the President's Award Elite. Mohawk Honda's proud that our customers have made us a winner once again, which is really pretty neat. And again, it's not about us, it's about you, because a big component of that award is customer satisfaction rating
Yes.
over the entire year.
We couldn't have done it without everyone watching right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And tuning in and giving us feedback, whether it's on our podcast, whether it's on social, whether it's in the showroom, that stuff is important. And I feel like we've done a pretty decent job so far. We got a long way to go, but adapting and making sure that we're meeting everybody where they want to be met.
Yep.
Whether it's buying a car, servicing a car, and hopefully giving the tips and tricks to help out that ownership journey.
Yep.
Anything else to add?
Nothing.
Cool.
We got a packed year ahead, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's right. We try to keep our podcast to less than 30 minutes, so we're right about there. We really appreciate you tuning in. Again, this is Mohawk Table Talk. My name is Mike. Caden is here with me, and Nathaniel Grecklick. He ran out, but he'll be back next week. Check us out again on the same platform that you're watching now. We're available on all of our social outlets. The replays are always available right afterwards, so feel free to check back on some prior episodes. Until then, we look forward to seeing you next week, Friday at 12 o'clock.
Thank you.